35 reasons people noped out of relationships. According to Reddit, number 35. They treated me like I was their therapist. They dumped all their problems on me. They would never take any advice that I'd give them and wouldn't make any changes to improve their life. I can't be friends with somebody who wallows in their own misery and then dumps their misery on me. I have my own issues to deal with. Bing bong. Monkey chong. Everything's a two-way street. Oh man, I just reminded myself of this one song called Love is a Two-Way Street. I think it's by Kim Bra. I like that song. I'll listen to it later. As we continue this list, we arrive at number 34. One of my best friends since I was 5, and I used to always get into mischief together. We ended up in the hospital together, broke laws together, everything. Halfway through high school, I began thinking about my future and participating in extracurricular activities. Since I also had a job at this point, to him, I was a dirtbag for ditching the group and consistently talked trash about me. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? I didn't take it too personally since I knew he had some personal family matters he was going through, but when he sat my girlfriend down and told her that she was changing me in bad ways and not letting me live my life, even though she came after the job and extracurriculars, I recognized that he was dead weight and he was holding me back. And I was done with him. Sorry, I'm like choking back burps. Totally unprofessional. But here's hoping you guys are having a fantastic day. Hello to Faith, Emily, Linda, Lou, Ria, Lexeus, my man, and anybody who may be watching and lurking. Hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. As we arrive at number 33, I had a great friend that I met in school that got exponentially stranger as time went on. At first, we hung out, just played N64, watching TV and visiting other friends. Then he decided to become a wizard. One day, he shows up to my house with a massive tree branch. I asked him, "What the fuck?" And he calmly explained that he was going to spray paint this branch in my yard to make a wizard staff? Whatever. Then he shows up the next day with a copper pipe and says he wants to forge a ring. I told him that I didn't have that kind of equipment. Eventually, I had to tell him to leave. I think he got in trouble for casting spells on girls at school, which involved oregano and violent dancing. Violent dancer, dancer for magic, do what your spells cast to do. Sorry. Isn't that a silly little variation of a song that most people in the stream, because of their age, have never heard? Anyway, so we roll up to number 32, man. She got angry at me and demanded an apology. I didn't know what I'd done. Plus, she had raging pregnancy hormones, so I asked her what it was for, and she told me that I knew what I'd done, and she wouldn't speak to me again until I apologized. Hey, I just remembered that I was posting something on Reddit. Boy, Kyle, you were just the worst. You were just the worst. I'm just going to go ahead and click submit on that bad boy. I'll show you guys what the thread is later. Oh, wait, you know what? I'll send you guys the thread right now, so that you'll have too many balls to juggle while I'm reading through this list. Sorry, as I continue, and a quick reminder in case people can't read, the 35 reasons people noped out of relationships. 32 reads, she got angry at me and demanded an apology. I didn't know what I'd done, plus she had a raging crazy pregnancy hormones. I asked what it was for, and she told me that I knew what I'd done and that she wouldn't speak to me again until I apologized. At the time I was crushed, but the days and weeks that passed showed me how toxic she was. I found new hobbies. Life moved on. In hindsight, I'm glad she ended our relationship. Life is a lot better without her. By the way, I'm pretty sure she was angry because I didn't get excited enough over a $6,000 crib she was thinking about buying for the baby. I just couldn't get excited about a $6,000 piece of furniture that would be used for 2 or 3 years at most. At most. Okay? Emily, why would you say that you don't want to PM me your Snapchat? Because it's one of my usernames on Reddit. Are you having fun at my expense? That is so cruel. That is so cruel. Also, it wasn't about my username, stalker. It was about the friggin' post that I made in which I asked the question. Wait, what was the question I asked again? The question was, in long-term relationships, the tiniest acts can ignite wildfires. What small thing did you or they do that nearly ended the world? So nobody's going to upvote that, so it won't really go anywhere. But it's a good question, guys. It's just a good question. Who cares? Number 31. He lost his job over a fit of rage, destroyed the cash register, etc., then begged his friends. He did actually have money / food? What do you mean begged his friends? Okay. Like literally, we'd ask him to hang out and he would complain about being hungry, poor, or not having food. Like, I don't mind helping him out, but when he's constantly begging and not looking for a job, then he came out with this grand plan that we should all move in together just in case he loses his job again, and that he would have somebody to cover for him. Me and my sister both stopped talking to him, laughing my fucking ass off. Hilarious. Comedy. As we roll up to number 30. The moment I realized he wasn't a cool guy that had bad moments, but a horrible sociopath that seemed cool when it suited him. He had been great when he wanted me to resign the lease after months of being at each other's throats. As we continue. Number 29. She broke into her ex's apartment with the intention of forcing him to have sex. He pulled a gun on her and asked her to leave and never return. She called the police and tried to play victim. I asked her what her thoughts were on a male breaking into someone's home and raping someone. She said that would be horrible and couldn't understand when I said that she tried exactly that. Girls are fucking stupid, dude. The comedy here is that the type of bitch that's gonna break into somebody's house and then rape them is the type of bitch that's gonna, claim rape after the fact to try to get the dude in trouble. Because, women can pull strings like that. Unfortunately. The law is in your favor, ladies. Number 28. He had a drinking problem and it started to become me babysitting him whenever he got drunk because he'd just be a liability. And eventually, after trying to talk to him about it and not accepting it, I just kind of stopped hanging around him. Well, that's the way to go. Number 27. What a list. Oh my God. Fuck me. Oh. My parents sent me to one of those brainwashing boot camps in Jamaica, Tranquility Bay. They got brainwashing boot camps in Jamaica? Or do we just call them the common household? Selassie. Sorry. And I was there for a year and a half, boy. Ooh, boy, schmeckle. I was best friends with this girl. And after we left, we would still talk on Facebook for a while. Happened to be in Los Angeles and met up with her, and she texts me that her skin is bad because she stayed up the past 3 nights on meth. Then she and her boyfriend smoked meth in my hotel room. Really unfortunate because she was a funny / nice girl. What is this dude adding onto this post? And why the hell was it gilded? I can't trust one guild. Not on Reddit. I can trust multiple people paying the site for no reason over some idiot's post. But when it's just one guy, I don't know, man. But I do this for you guys. So... My parents hired some transporters to get me in the middle of the night when I was 15. They handcuffed me, put me in a black SUV, got on a plane with me to Jamaica, and then we took a van to the boarding school. It was supposed to be for troubled teens, but they accepted anyone who had the money. I think it was $50,000 a year per student. Some kids who were sent there were in gangs doing drugs, but some kids were there for talking back to their parents. My parents sent me there for playing too much computer games, and over a decade later, I still play a ton of video games. Lol. Fuck off, parents. Stupid. Yeah. And I hope that you remember this when it comes time for you to be taking care of that corny ass. Remember that time y'all sent me to fucking boarding school by hiring some niggas to kidnap my ass and then take me on a fucking train? Like, if you were to do some shit like that to them and they corny ass lives, they wouldn't be able to survive it. They would die of fright. Literally, like, shock would just... You want to make a list talking about shit that would make your parents' hearts nope out and just fucking stop working? Are you kidding me? Anyway, I actually met my friend from the program in Los Angeles because I had tickets to an event there for a computer game called League of Legends, and she happened to live there, so we wet up. My bad. We met up. Wet up is what you can do with Kyle. Message me for details. Anyway, in the program, you basically had to follow the rules and rat out other girls to gain levels and attend these brainwashing seminars. When you were level 6, you got to go home. But almost no one got to level 6. Why would they want to let you go home and lose $50,000 a year? There were a ton of rules, like you couldn't talk to other people, you couldn't make eye contact. Oh boy. That was a Cat 2 nonverbal, okay? Communication, which took away 50 points. You had to fill out a slip of paper saying sorry you broke the rule and that you won't do it. Whoops. The guards would take away your points if you broke one of the rules, and there were dozens of them. You basically could do anything except follow the daily schedule. You know what I'm talking about? And if they didn't like that, wait a minute. Is this where I was? I don't know if this is where I was. Let's go back one paragraph. There were a ton of rules, like you couldn't talk to other people, you couldn't even make eye contact. That was a Cat 2 nonverbal. Communication, which took away 50 points, and you had to fill out a slip of paper saying, sorry, you broke the rule, and you wouldn't do it again. The guards would take away your points if you broke one of the rules, and there were dozens of them. You basically couldn't do anything except follow the daily schedule. And if they didn't like you or just wanted to pick on you, they would do that. Also, you got points for rating out the other kids. Come on now. Ratting, nigga. If you were level 1, you had no privileges. If you were level 2, you got some cookies on the weekend and you could cross your ankles when you sat down. If you were level 3, I think you could have one phone call a month and call your parents, like you trying to talk to the niggas that put you in this bullshit ass place. And I don't really remember the rest of the levels. I was level 1/2 the entire time because I didn't cooperate. Ha. If you got a Cat 4, they would send you to an intervention where you had to lay down on a dirty blue mat for weeks until they let you join the rest of the kids. An example of Cat 4 would be self-harm. Some of the girls would cut themselves with sharp plastic pieces from their soap lids. But if a guard didn't like you, they would send you down there just for a scratch and a pimple. You know what I'm talking about? I was in intervention 2 times because I refused to eat and went down to around 80 pounds. You couldn't move on the mat. You just laid there the whole day, except you could prop yourself up on your elbows to eat or get up with permission to go to the bathroom. But you had to ask for toilet paper for number 1 or 2, and the door was open so you couldn't harm yourself. If you didn't cooperate while in intervention, they could restrain you. This is when 2 or more big Jamaican guards sit on you and twist your arms and legs into painful positions. I remember one girl tried to commit suicide while in intervention by jumping into a ceiling fan. She had to go to the hospital and get stitches and didn't rejoin the rest of us for a long time. Anytime you were hurt, the guards filled out a form, but it was all lies. My friend from Los Angeles that I mentioned got hit by a guard and they broke her glasses. On the paper they wrote that she slipped on water. It's just like a normal prison. Don't make the place seem bad. Jail is like this too. What the fuck? Ain't nobody getting in trouble in jail unless it's the prisoner. Y'all did it. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody could have a heart attack in jail, that's staff, and somebody would be like, a prisoner did it. The way he looked at me, my heart just fucking stopped. I'm gonna sue you. I'm going to sue your family on the outside. Get them in here. On the weekends, you had a little time to write your letters to your parents, but they were monitored. They monitored everything and always told your parents we were manipulating them and everything we said was lies. The brainwashing seminars were pretty awful. They had a bunch of us kids from 12 to 17 years old in a room and emotionally manipulated us into revealing everything about ourselves and then would turn it against us. I don't remember much. It was pretty bullshit. But they had a bunch of seminar language like magical child, magical child. I remember the seminar leader singled me out one time and told me I must be acting out because my parents don't love me because I'm a girl, which is untrue. He said this just because I am Chinese and think all Chinese parents want a boy. Every Friday, a lady would come in and would have group meetings when she would pick a few of us to stand and share some story from our life and then made us give feedback. She would also give feedback, and usually it was really harsh. If you said you got raped, she would tell you, you could have avoided it by not wearing revealing clothes. I know. I've been at every rape that's ever happened. I was there. I have been at every rape. I have seen 1 billion rapes, and let me tell you, if they were just not wearing revealing clothes, it wouldn't have happened. Oh, rape specialist, you've struck again. Fuck me. Listening to your parents and not going out. Basically, it was your fault. It was your fault. I mean, it looks like you got raped out here. You know what I mean? I'm not one to point fingers or assign blame or anything. But it's your fault, you know what I mean? Motherfucker. She wouldn't just tell you, she would yell at you. Oh my God. I was one of the last girls there before the place was shut down. There are a lot more WWASP/behavior modification programs open today. Some of them even in the USA, needless to say. My God. Okay. WWASP programs open today, some of them even in the USA. Needless to say, most of the girls I knew from the program aren't doing really well. I don't use Facebook anymore, but used to have a lot of them on there as friends. None of y'all should be using Facebook, man. There's so many ways that like the government is up your ass. You know what I'm talking about? And like, don't be alarmed. You know, you should be under the impression that every conversation that you have is being monitored in some way, at the very least by software for key phrases that, you know, might put you on a list or make you like a person of interest, because they listening. You know what I'm talking about? Bottom line. But fuck me, man. Facebook don't give a shit. They selling your ass. They are selling your ass. They're selling your habits. They getting all up in your browser. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, can we just monitor what you're doing here? Oh, you know, it's no big deal. Some of them are prostitutes. Oh my God. A lot of them are poor single moms. Oh my God. Those who had drug addictions are mostly back to their old ways. My friend and I met up with Just went straight back to drugs and her old boyfriend. She finished college though, but not sure if she has a job. My life was pretty messed up too. I used to be a cam girl to pay the bills. Poor girl. But she paid them bills, you know what I mean? God bless her. And last I know, she was doing something along those lines. She asked me what I was doing for money, and I told her that Wow. And I told her, and she said that she would give it a shot and was doing pretty well last I heard. Her parents check her whenever she comes home to see if she's on meth, so she always tries to hide it. This was all 2 years ago, and I haven't talked to her since, but sometimes I do think about her. She was a charismatic, funny person, and it's really such a shame because it's a lot of potential lost. There you have it, guys. An edit to an entry that I have read for you. Oh my God. You know, bringing a downer on what was supposed to be this corny ass happy-go-lucky 35 reasons people noped out of relationships. Wow. Oh, I walked into my room and she was banging my neighbor. She said she slipped on a banana peel and then ended up right on top of him. And I was like, oh, those banana peels, I'll try to be more careful. Do you need someone to hold this camera? I'm a cock. Number 26. This was okay, this was in Central America. He started doing all sorts of drugs, got involved with criminal drug lords, and it all went downhill within the space of a month. The last time I saw him, he was hanging out with drug smuggler who offered me $5,000 to bring heroin into the U.S. His eyes lit up when he found out I was a U.S. citizen. Uh-oh. Number 25. I developed this test a few years ago. Ask yourself, who is my worst friend? If you have a no contest, super clear answer, dude. Pull the nope cord. If you have a no contest, like there's just one motherfucker who is by far worse than everybody else. Y'all should be like me and have no friends, because you can barely handle shit in your life, let alone maintain the typical hoops that one would have to jump through to socially interact with other people. You know what I'm talking about? Is that Rick shaking his ass? Fat man, no.
The year is almost over, the day is almost done, so let's end 2017 with a bang. And make Sayalcum.
It didn't say that at all like he would have wanted it. It didn't say it at all the way he wanted it. And make Sayalcum. Oh man, he should be writing it the way that it'll say it, like the way that he wants it pronounced, or maybe this is the way he wants to pronounce. Who knows? Thank you again, fat man. What a badass! What a badass, man. I just don't even know where to begin. But I appreciate the living crap out of you, man. Thanks for getting me once again, man. Easily, no contest style, in the splash zone. Okay, wow, I jumped the gun on that button press. You know what I did? Part of my brain thought that if I hold the clicker down, and when I release it, that'll be when the noise goes off. But nah. I preemptively, I got there early, fat man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This never happens. Get it? Because, oh boy. So as we continue the list of 35 reasons people noped out of relationships, a fat man presentation. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my God, what a badass. Hold on. We're proceeding up to number 24. Are you ready? Here we go. I made plans months in advance with her and another friend to go see a movie and get dinner for my birthday. She said she wasn't feeling well and couldn't come, and then posted a ton of pics of her with her new gay bestie at Pride. The worst part was he was just an accessory, and she was on to the next friend whose views and styles she'd emulate within a few months. I sort of feel bad because she clearly had no personality of her own and is quickly bored of people when the shine wears off. It has to be lonely. Nah. This bitch is pretty much like your cookie cutter iteration of a lot of bitches out there that just exist as a slate, latching on to some stupid ass viewpoints or beliefs or ideals or lifestyles that they think will get them the most attention. You know what I mean? It's got to be out there and weird enough to where most people haven't heard of it, so that by their own definition, they can consider themselves super interesting when they open their big fat mouths and don't shut the fuck up. Anyway, the person continues, the other girl I invited showed up and continued to do so. I am very fortunate that my ex-friend brought me and my current best friend into each other's lives. I've never had a friend who considers me their best friend and not just someone they fall back on when they have nobody else. Ooh, you can say that again. A lot of people have people that they just talk to, you know what I'm talking about? Because they available and shit. That's fucked up. I'm so lucky I have Fat Man. I'm so lucky. Whoa, I was the last comment? Damn, you guys are nice and attention payee tonight. Nice and attention payee. Man, that's a weird way of saying people are paying attention, Kyle. You should continue. Number 23. A bowl of oatmeal, ask me anything, writes, dude would give anyone the shirt off of his back and was a wonderful and loyal friend to me for a few years. But after me getting out of an abusive relationship, he wouldn't stop strongly hinting that he's available. Within day one of me escaping it, multiple times in a conversation, he'd do it. It all sort of fell apart when I was having a particularly rough night and asked him to help me vent a little and just decompress. He did, and all was fine until I went to leave. He grabbed me into a tight hug and kept saying like, you know I'm here. I'm a good guy. I can treat you right if you consider me. I'll always be here. You know how I feel about you. And all that, you know what I mean? And all that. So, after repeatedly and politely asking to be let go and getting his face further from mine, he kissed me. It was maybe 3 days after I just got out of a 2-year plus abusive relationship. Well, at the very least, you know how you like them. Yeah, la da 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 blah blah blah. You so wrong, Kyle. But hey, 2 years is a long time to be in a relationship that's abusive, you know? So we can only assume that maybe towards the end of the relationship, that's when things, you know, oh my God. That's when it got bad, you know? People are still playing Destiny 2 right now. I can't name a more abusive relationship, ladies and gentlemen. You can't do it, you know? It's like that meme. Name a more iconic abusive relationship. I'll wait. Okay, number 22. When I realized I was just there to be the third wheel and make them look better, we were walking to a classroom and I stopped walking and let them go. They didn't even stop. High school was rough. What kind of cock shit is this? Bitch, oh my God. Someone says there should be a word for realizing that your group of friends wouldn't even slow down if you stopped walking with them and fell behind. I've had it happen several times in my life. You guys are cucks. What are you talking about? Oh my God. Oh my God. This is important. This is why people carving out their own identity is significant. You know what I mean? You can't do something that has value to other people. You can't represent something that isn't a big deal for you, but just those around you, because it's hollow. You fake, nigga. You got nothing going on. Do some shit that matters to you. Be who you are. You live in a world where the internet is on deck, baby. And that means that it's right at your fingertips. And you know that whatever stupid ass fucking ass that you decide to smoke on a daily basis, you can't shave fucking dead skin off of your arm, collect that into a jar, and then like put a backlight behind it and put that up on the internet and not find somebody who's all about that's going to tell you about how they do the exact same fucking thing, because it's the world we live in now, baby. And now everybody has the ability to reach out and find other people like that. Back in the day, all you really had was the corny ass people you were going to end up seated next to in a classroom, because that's where your parents decided to settle down after they fucked your corny ass into existence. You know what I'm talking about? Geographically, this is who you're going to be friends with because this is where you were born. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Maybe you'll go to a job. Maybe you'll find some bitch that's bored fucking all the other meat out there, and she'll settle for your ass. You know what I'm talking about? But these days, son, these days you could fart onto some cheese for 10 minutes and put that in the freezer, right? And you take that fart cheese that's been in the freezer for a while and you melt it, right? You melt that fart cheese onto crushed up Skittles. You can throw that in the blender, you know. People will be able to tell if you haven't farted on the cheese when you blend it with the crushed up Skittles, all right? You make that into a freaking smoothie. Throw some alcohol in there, okay? And it's I call it the nigga what the fuck. That's what I call it. I call it the nigga what the fuck. And then you just put that recipe up on the internet, release that to the world, and you gonna find somebody that was like, you know, I thought this was crazy, but I've made myself a fucking rule that I'm never gonna knock anything that I haven't tried. I gotta try everything once. That's how I live my life. You only live once. That's how I live my life. I don't know if you guys can tell that I'm tilting my head back, you know, chin up, and I'm closing my eyes because that's how people, you know, I gotta, you know, sometimes you just gotta close your eyes and fucking make that leap. You gotta make that jump. And I have to try everything once in my life. That's what I do. So I took a piece of cheese and I farted on it and I froze it. And then I fucking threw it in a blender with some crushed up Skittles and threw it into a smoothie and some alcohol, Kyle. And it was so delicious. I think we should get married. I think I want to know how many people roll their eyes when they watch me, dude. And I think I need to find a word. I'm gonna leave it to Fat Man. Fat Man's the hot bitch, the hot daddy in the streams. We're gonna have Fat Man come up with a word that will signify people rolling their eyes at some shit that I just said. Because if you've ever had a girlfriend, guys, that you just want to piss off occasionally, or just like see how far you can go before they just really just break and go, what the fuck are you talking about? That's what this is like sometimes, you know what I mean? I apologize, but I mean, it's gonna happen again, so how sorry am I, you know what I mean? Number 21, he asked my girlfriend for nudes and she delivered. Oh my god. Somebody says, sounds like you dodged 2 bullets at the end of the day. 2 snipers, opposite directions. You duck, the bullets collide in midair. A small scar where the hot metal burned your shoulder. A valuable token retained? Pimp Daddy Fat Man says, oh hell, okay, hell no. Come on, man. I shouldn't have given this to you. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done this. Pimp Daddy says, by the way, Kyle, gonna derail the stream for the last time this year. You ready? You couldn't derail the stream if you tried. And then I fold my arms. Bring it on, man. You don't got what it takes. The stream's gonna keep going right on down the tracks, man. Right on down the tracks. As we proceed to number 20, the friendship was replaceable to her, and her actions screamed it. Eventually, I just got tired and told her good luck. Oh, pretty sad. Number 19, met this girl through a mutual friend, and she was awesome at first. Fast forward and I'm studying for the bar exam this summer, and she calls me late at night. My sleep is precious at this point, and wants me to pick her up at some bar and mediate between her and the police because she punched her boyfriend and he hit her back. I go without thinking twice. Several months pass of her talking shit and saying she's done with him, and she invites me to the bar, and I show up and she's there with that same guy. It just put me in a weird position that I'd never do that to someone else. Also, she thinks the earth is flat. Fuck that. She must have been a hot bitch thinking the earth flat and y'all just letting this shit happen. You know what I'm talking about? That he must have just been really just waddling along behind her, hoping that eventually she'll choose his ass, even if she with somebody else. Just if he could get a sweet piece of that pussy, then all of this shit will be worth it. But he didn't. Pussy. Number 18. She was always angry at someone. Oh, damn.
Cum jizz sploosh. Baby batter man mayo jism. Semen baby gravy man chowder. Nut butter. Splook, spunk, wad, throat cream, sperm, troop snake venom, pole juice, anything else.
A special thank you to Fat Man. Because what can I do but thank him, you know? What can I do but thank the man who fats it up and down? Yes, he can, you know? A round of applause for Fat Man and all he represents. What's going on with Fat Man? You guys will never know. You guys don't need to worry about it, though. He's all mine. I just like the beginning of his little, his message. It says, come, okay? It says, come, you know? C-O-M-E-C-U-M. Come, jizz sploosh. Baby batter man mayo jism. Jism, it said, okay? Baby batter man mayo jism. And a wonderful night to you all, okay? Thank you, Fat Man. Fat Man says, Kyle, I'm less of a train and more of a steamroller. Sorry, my mind just like went nuts, dude. You know how furries all associate themselves with like animals? What if we all associated ourselves with vehicles, dude? If we were a vehicle, what would we be? Fat Man wants to be a steamroller. What would I be? Someone, you guys agree on what vehicle I would be. Dude, what kind of vehicle would I be? Would I be something weird like a double-decker bus? You know, would I be strange and like limited edition? Something that's discontinued, you know what I mean? What kind of vehicle would I be? Vanessa says a Jeep. She didn't hesitate. She says I'd be a Jeep. Roger Blankenship says a Tesla. Guys, I want you to agree on it, and then I'll look at it by the end of it. You know what I'm talking about? Let's continue up this list. This is going to be a really random thing. I always like to think of my lists hitting somebody who's never been on the channel before. And before they hastily turn off the video, they think to themselves, what the fuck is this guy on about? You know what I mean? I live for that. So as we roll up to number 17, she started showing up at my house every single day, early in the morning, unannounced, and would stay the entire fucking day. If I didn't answer the door, she legit would ring/knock for 15 minutes straight. If I still didn't answer, she'd leave and come back. She would have to have her top off and something in her mouth seconds in to invading your home on so frequent a basis. What the fuck you mean she was there every day, top of the morning, trying to get in? If I still don't answer, she'd leave and come back, sometimes as soon as 30 minutes later, and blow up my phone in the process. Sometimes she'd walk around my house and peer in the windows. She caught me that way more than once. If I did open the door, she'd stay for 6 to 7 hours. If I said I had to go somewhere or had somewhere to go, she'd say, okay, should we take your car or mine? If I said I needed to work, clean, whatever, she'd sit at my kitchen table and play on her phone. She would constantly bring me gifts which were always old dirty things that she either dug out of her basement or got at a thrift store and used to guilt me into continuing the friendship. Where can I find crazy women like this? You're telling me all of you who listen to my lists all the time are well adjusted and not weird? I don't want to get like buddy with you. I just want to like observe you from the safety of my phone screen. You know what I'm talking about? Weird. She would be rude to and snap at my other friends when they stepped by. I swear to you. She said once, "It's really rude to just stop by without being invited or asking in advance." Clearly, we were already in the middle of something. To my best friend. Literally every fucking day. I swear she followed me a couple of times because she ran into me places a few times. I don't remember when or exactly why I hit my breaking point, but I just started ghosting her one day. A week later, she showed up at my house, and when I didn't answer, she went to my husband's work. You're a woman. She went to my husband's work and told him she needed to go to the ER. She lived 2 minutes away from the hospital. She drove 15 minutes to my house and 10 more to my husband's work for him to drive her 30 minutes back to essentially her house. My husband drove her, dropped her off, and promptly left. I completely disconnected from her after that, blocked her number. My husband blocked her number, removed her from all social media, and blatantly ignored. Dude, this story just took a fucking crazy turn. Because as a man, and I know this is ridiculous to say, but this is real shit, so buckle the fuck up, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If it was a man in this situation and the girl was coming by, the reason that he would put up with it is because he was fucking her ass. And she was literally dealing with that shit. She was a meat. She was a fucking piece of meat to be used and willingly used. You know what I'm talking about? Because there's nothing like consensual. I'm just saying. If she was there on a daily basis, then she was getting fucked. You know what I'm talking about? She was getting dug out. And like, that's why she was so weird and silly. And he would put up with her always being there, you know? But this is a woman. So this whole story, it's like in my head, like, what the hell? Why the hell would she deal with that? This ain't your house. Girl, get the fuck out of here. Boy. It took a few more weeks, but eventually she got the hint. She moved on to something else. Someone said halfway through, I thought you were going to say that she was a cat. Just describing the coming over all day unannounced and staying all day. What are you talking about? What the hell? Well, number 16. I realized that none of them considered me a friend, and they were just keeping me around because they thought it was funny and sad. I ditched all of them and made some actual friends. That's so sad. Somebody said this happened to me this year too. Much happier now. Kudos to both of them for recognizing their, their quote unquote friends as just pieces of crap that were just unhealthily stringing this guy along. Come on. Number 15. Would you want to be friends with a lying, thieving, drug-addicted cheater? Well, neither did he. Oh, that's funny. Unexpected. Anyway, number 14. I always asked her to hang out, and she always claimed to be busy. Easy enough to believe. One day I asked her, and as usual, she says, no, working. 15 minutes later, she texts saying, I'm here. Confused, I said, oh, did you take off work? Her reply was, oh, wrong person, haha. Haha, indeed. Haha, indeed. Haha, indeed. Okay? This is my new jam. Haha, indeed. Number 13. He wrapped a rope around another friend's throat and attempted to stab me. At the same time? Number 12. Constant negativity, no matter what. Came home one day, looked drained and unhappy after spending the afternoon with her. My mom said to me, you always look this way after spending time with that friend. And I was like, I always feel this way after spending time with her. Huge eye opener. Cut the cord that day. Cool. Number 11. I need to wash my pants. Ugh, I don't like these pajamas. Number 11. I had a friend who I was beginning to realize was a bit toxic. She'd call me up and never really had anything to say, so I'd do the talking, which I found hard going. When we were in company, she'd publicly When we were in public company, I've lost my place. Here it is. She'd publicly ridicule me for the littlest things. I'd stay friends with her, I think because we'd been friends for such a long time, then because I liked her that she even liked me. It was a friendship of convenience. One day, she asked me to be her +1 to a homewares show after she won a free entry to the competition. I'd given up my day to go to this thing, and on the other side of town, she even, fuck me, it's breaking me. I'd given up my day to go to this thing on the other side of town. What the bing bong?
Camel toe, or mood ever knuckle, or cookie butt.
You really surprised me with that one, fat man. I didn't expect to see your name considering you just hyped up that this was going to be your last donation of the year, and then you were all like, guess what, dudes? And I'm like, oh my god, fat man. Oh, that's pretty good. The haha indeed can be the eye roll phrase. That's pretty good. You guys better decide what vehicle I am. I'm going to be asking at the end of the list. It's going to be like a pop quiz. All right, let's continue. One day she asked me to be her +1 to some home wares show. Sounds awful. So I give up my day, blah, 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 blah. I went for her. We watched the show. It was kind of boring and not my style. Oh, I'm sorry. But it was an interesting diversion. Every audience member had been given a lucky door ticket. The prize was a $1,000 voucher at a department store. As we took our seats, my friend turns to me and says, "You'd better give me your ticket if they call your number." I thought she was joking, so I sniggered a little bit. Then I thought to myself, this is the moot point because I never win anything. At the end of the show, they draw the ticket and they call my number. I go up and they ask for my details and say that they'll be in touch once they've made the voucher up in my name. I go back to my friend and she says, "I'd split it with you 50-50, but I can't afford that. So how about I give you 250? I couldn't believe it. She was serious. It was dumb luck that she won a ticket to the show at all, and then dumb luck that I won the door prize. How could she say that she couldn't afford it? It cost her nothing. It was all gain. Anyway, it took a week or two for the department store to contact me to say that they had my voucher. I quietly traveled back to the other side of town and collected my prize and never spoke to that friend again. Toxic friendship over. I never even missed her, and I got $1,000 to spend at a department store. $1,000 spent at a department store. And scene. Number 10. I came home from work, or a work trip that lasted a few days. He was my roommate. And he was taking care of my cat for me while I was gone. He got angry, slammed my cat into a wall, and broke its leg. No matter how long I've known him, how many times I've felt burned by him in my life, and how many times I've been forgiving, he hurt my little buddy. Oh my god. 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 Imagine. Oh my God. Boy, number 9 boy. She became an ice addict. Oh damn. Gotta do that crystal meth, baby. Accused and abused the fuck out of me for apparently stealing her Adidas jumper. Russians. She left it at my place. I left it on the front porch in a plastic bag for her to pick up. It sat there for weeks. She never came and got it. Still accused me of stealing it and basically ended our friendship of 6 years. Don't do meth, kids. Don't do meth. I like that he had to edit ice to say that it was meth. Yo, motherfuckers. Number 8. Didn't come home with me to the hospital after breaking 2 bones in my foot. Or didn't come with me to the hospital after I broke 2 bones in my foot playing trampoline basketball together. He left me there alone to go smoke weed because his mom was out of town. He was 25 and still living at home. I had to drive myself, find parking, and walk to A&E alone with a broken foot. What a dick. What a dick. What a dick. Banal Bulgarian says, when I figured my best friend was reading my emails, he confronted me about a conversation with people he had never met. I moved out the next week after escalated verbal tirades. What a dick. What a dick. As we roll up to number 7. When her boyfriend that we became friends with through their relationship posted in our friend group about struggling with depression and that he had to redo a year of college. In response, she wrote a long essay about what a lazy sack of shit he was that would never amount to anything because he didn't try hard enough. This was one of many other crazy nightmarish things she did, like calling him 70 times in an hour. That's more times than there are minutes in that hour. Nice. My other friend and I realized that we actually liked him a lot more and that she was an abusive shit heel and dropped her. He's now one of my longest lasting best friends, so it was the right choice. Intriguing. Men and women best friends. She fucking him. Number 6. When we never did anything, talked unless I instigated it, I decided to stop and figure if they wanted to hang out, they would be in touch. That was about a year and a half ago. It makes me sad. Yeah, but sometimes you gotta let that shit go. You know what I mean? These niggas ain't really trying to be your friends at the end of the day. These are people that are gonna have like 2 conversations with you, and past that, either you need to be the one to talk to them all the time or the talking never happens. You know what I mean? I'm bad about getting back to people, but trust me when I say, if you're relevant to me, you're gonna hear from me. Do you get what I'm saying? Even if it's like not consistent, and yeah, I'm bad about it, like I say, but you're gonna hear from me. There are some people where legit, if you don't speak to them, you ain't gonna hear from their ass. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. And you can't be the one to constantly be the one reaching out, because that, you know, it shows to you that they got other shit going on. They got other people that's up their list that's relevant to them. So that's fine. Let them do them. And you do you. You know what I mean? You can't get yourself broken up about that shit. Some people's movies don't star you. You know what I mean? You can't even be an extra in their movies. Just live your own life. Number 5. Conservation is not the word that this starts with. Conversation. During a history class in high school, the dickbag said, "We broke into 2 houses this weekend and got some cool shit. Come with us next time, dude." Oh my God. Someone says, as a person who has been the recipient of exactly that type of break-in, a seriously dick move. My mom never got over it and died in that house. She never wanted to go anywhere after, and spent 40 years in fear that it would happen again. We know exactly what that's like. And I hope it never happens to you guys, and dude, because somebody dealing with a break-in and feeling like as soon as they leave the house, it's going to happen again. You know what I mean? They living with that fear in the back of their head, like, oh my God, is the house safe? Blah, blah. Number 4, I was in a party with my friends when we started to make shit up about me to make me look bad in front of a girl that he liked. He didn't get the girl, and I stopped talking to him after that. Good. Just weed this shit out of your life. This is becoming sad as usual. This is becoming sad. Number 3, she got insanely pissed I didn't use her parents as realtors to buy my new house. Her parents live 70 miles from where we were looking to buy. Get over yourself. People are fucking ridiculous. He told my mother to go fuck herself when she told him he couldn't bring over his grinder date to bang in our spare bedroom. What? Let me get this straight. You have a friend, and your friend asks your mom to let him bring over some gay motherfucker that he found on his gay dating app to bang in your mom's house's spare room, dude. Can I just use that room for sex with this stranger? You know what I mean? That I met on this gay sex app. And then she was like, nah, nigga. And then he was like, go fuck yourself, old lady. And then I bet you he just came over to you like you were going to be totally cool with that. What the fuck? Somebody said there's quite a bit wrong with this picture. This is some number 1 level bullshit right here, but somehow it's not. Somehow it's not level 1. Level 1, I say. I'll tell you what though, guys. I love you to death. This whole video and videos like it are brought to you by sponsors like you, okay? And not just the sponsors, who are all spicy in their own way. They can spice their own way. Fart on cheese today. But the patrons, it's all, you see it's all about the PS. My fucking amazing. You know, they do keep the lights on around here. You guys are just amazing in a way that I'll never not appreciate. I want to get my patrons put on my tombstone, homie. That's going to be dank, you know? Special thanks to all of you for being here. You know, I can't get enough of you all showing up and just lending an ear. So sweet, so wonderful. I love you. Thank you for liking the video. And thank Fat Man for being, you know, the true pimp daddy apparently around here. My lord. So as we go ahead and put a bow on this puppy, finishing the list of 35 reasons people noped out of relationships, number 1 reads as follows. She threatened to kill herself and tricked me into thinking that she actually did. So I was about to call the cops, but before I could, they were called on me because she told them that I was trying to kill myself. She completely lied and reversed the situation because she knew I was going to call the suicide hotline or police or whatever on her, since it was the 4th time. So she turned it around on me in order to get their attention on me. They ended up checking my arms for self-harm, asking me if I took pills, and I was 13. Oh my God. Oh my God. I feel like I'd have to apologize to people if I actually had friends on PS4, but I don't. So, you know, I have nobody to apologize to about being on the Switch all the time. You know, being on the Switch all the time. I think there's a Reddit post entitled "Guys Who Eat Ass Why," you know. Maybe I'll save it. This is just the stupidest thing in the world. Maybe I'll save this for a video that I do, you know, that's not a stream. I'll probably record it offline. fucking ridiculous. Reddit, ladies and gentlemen. Reddit. So I am really thinking about fucking up some food here. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I may jump back into Mario, but I'm not sure if that's something that I should endeavor towards in the daytime and not so much the nighttime. Thank you all for coming out. I love you to death. Beaver frozen in a lake. Oh no. Wait. Yeah, that's a frozen beaver. Poor guy. Oh, that was close. It's a good thing it's a good thing it was dropping. You know what I'm talking about? A bing bong. You know, there was a lot of, let me just throw this window over here. Now, I know what I'm talking about now. Hold on. Let's just take a look there. Oh, lovely. Jeez. Yes. Very good. Oh my God. That's the perfect perk to sag ratio too. You know? A lot of girls will kill for titties like that. Nah, man. Nah, ladies would kill for titties like that. And they don't look fucking, they do not appear fake either. She know what she got. She's got money makers. Money makers, money makers. Keep them shaking, money. Okay, guys. I love you to death. I will, I'll catch you soon. Later. Fat man. Thanks again. Stay amazing. I'm out of here. Special thanks to Sedasia and Mr. Nuding, the Lexia style. Bye.